Welcome to Music Row, a backstage pass to your favorite country artists. Here's your host, Leake.
Welcome back to the Music Row podcast, the podcast that gives and gives and gives to me. I hope it does to you. Tucker Wetmore is on today's program. If you don't know Tucker, he's on tour with Thomas Rhett right now. Tucker grew up playing football, went to college, did some ball there. The stadiums that he used to play in when he played college would hold about 2,000 people. The other night when I saw him, he played before 17,000 people. It's safe to say Tucker's doing okay. We get the story, the update on Tucker. What not to is the new release, which came out this spring. First, some news. Country stars Miranda Lambert, who everybody better love, and Parker McCallum are leading a massive flood relief effort with Band Together Texas, a benefit concert set for August 17th at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. Now, this is all to raise funds for communities devastated by the July 4th floods. It will feature performances by Kelly Clarkson, Cody Johnson, Ryan Bingham, and more. You know there's going to be a lot more artists that are going to jump on this thing. Matthew McConaughey, Austinite, he'll be there. Dennis Quaid. Meanwhile, the Canadian Country Music Association has announced the 2025 CCMA Award nominees, with Josh Ross and Cameron Whitcomb topping the list with 6 nods each. Oh yeah, that Josh Ross guy, the one who really just dissed Canada a few weeks ago on stage. Oh, you didn't hear it? Here's the clip.
Real quick, I'm Canadian. You want to know the best fun fact? Is I moved to the best fucking country in the world. Now look. USA, 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 USA. If you know these next songs, sing along with me, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see how that Fan Choice Award goes for Josh Ross coming up in September. Brett Kissel, Owen Riegling, they have 5 nominees each. Jade Eagleson, Madeline Merlot, and Mackenzie Porter are among standout contenders. The awards show takes place September 13th in Kelowna, BC, and it's marking the CCMA's first ever stop in the Okanagan Valley. Are you going?
Wherever there's a heartbeat and a stage, there's an artist set to perform. This is Music Row on Tour.
On Tour, brought to you by Pecan Agency, connecting the bands with fans worldwide. Lainey Wilson's Whirlwind Tour hits Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary on the 28th of August. 29th, they're in Rogers Place, Edmonton, Alberta. Luke Bryan continues to chug along. Country Song Came On Tour, August 13th in Mansfield, Massachusetts, and August 28th at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater in Illinois. Dierks Bentley Broken Branches Tour, it goes through Red Rocks in Colorado on the 24th and plays a hometown gig at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville on August 30th. Coming up, Tucker Wetmore on the Music Row podcast.
Hi, my name is Kim Stockwood. I am a proud Newfoundlander and a Canadian singer-songwriter. In a landscape where many lack access to health benefits or employee assistance programs, the Unison Fund serves as a lifeline of hope for musicians and music industry professionals facing medical emergencies or mental health challenges. To learn more about Unison and their programs, please visit unisonfund.ca.
Tucker, is this your first time in Toronto?
Yeah. I mean, I like...
That was a long pause. I'm not like with
I had
the
to think
Bureau
about it.
of Investigation or anything.
No, I did like a layover here, but I didn't leave the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
You grew up in small town Washington State.
Yes, sir.
Right on the coast. Were you surfing or were you snowboarding?
Snowboarding.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like an hour away from the coast.
Okay.
I've never surfed, honestly.
There's got to be lots of surf in that area.
I didn't know anybody that did it.
Yeah.
But
you also grew up in a
cold.
very small town.
Yeah.
Was it like 2,000 people?
Yeah, like 2,000, 2,500.
I'm running into so many people that are from small towns that got into country music.
Yeah.
That was their thing. I'm sure in Nashville, when you're in songwrites and people that you've met over the years, a lot of similar stories. There's not a like, yeah, I grew up in downtown Detroit. I'm in country.
I mean, that's where most country is small towns. You know, it's a tale as old as time. You know,
Your career in country music is interesting, and I blame football for all of it.
okay,
You are successful because of maybe the football, the training, and the coaching that you've had. You're disciplined because of football. And because you snapped your leg, you wouldn't be in country. So again,
Yeah.
it's football related.
I agree.
You know, is this now maybe a possible new path for anybody who wants to be an up and coming country artist, is to go get destroyed in a football game or on practice?
You have to go destroy yourself in a game.
What? It wasn't in practice though, right? You
Yeah, it
blew out
was.
your leg, or what happened?
Yeah.
Someone hit you?
So I've blown this knee out twice, and then the last one was the ankle, leg, and on my right side. And then
Career ending.
yeah, I mean, I could have bounced back, but I just after 3, I was like, I need to hang up the cleats. I need to go. You know, I need to start taking care of my body a little bit because it's taxing.
And because it's just your legs, you know, you're probably not going to be planning on using those often in the future.
Yeah, it's just my legs. Don't need them
Well,
too
that's-
much.
So you've gone through all the therapy to make sure that they're right.
Yep.
You fixed it all up.
Yep.
And then everything is going good. Your body's healing, and you just decide kind of cold turkey, no more football.
Yeah.
But country music all of a sudden, or just writing music, happened really fast, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I started playing music when I was like 10.
How's that possible?
What do you mean?
Well, it seems like it's a very young age to start playing music. You're supposed to be out with your friends throwing rocks at each other.
That's what you would think. I mean, we were doing that too.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I sat down at the piano one day around 10 years old, and I didn't get up. I fell in love with it.
You were self-taught, right?
Self-taught. I've never had a lesson for anything in my life.
Was the piano in the house when you bought the house? Because I've heard the stories of people don't move with pianos. You just move into a home where a piano is there. Because
No.
it costs so damn much to get them in and out.
Yeah, okay, so my grandma, actually, she lived just right down the road from us. She had a piano, and I would go over there and play it every once in a while. And then I would honestly like sneak out of class during school and go to the band room and go play that piano. And my music teacher, his name was Dale Groff, and he would let me come in and kind of mess around the piano, show me a couple blues scales or whatever. And then my grandpa got me a little like 38 key keyboard janky thing. My mom didn't really know I played. It kind of looked like that one right there sitting there. And then she came home one day, and I was sitting there playing Hey Jude in my room. She heard it. She's like, "What is that noise?" She walked in. I'm sitting there, na 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 na, just banging on the keys. And she goes, "Where did that come from?" And so then they ended up giving me a stand-up like Wurlitzer.
Was there lots of music being played in the house? Is that how you ended up with Hey Jude, or was that the music instructor in school when you're, in grade, I'm guessing grade 9 or 10?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly like grade, like 6th grade. So like, I grew up around music. So I come from like a Samoan family. They're very musical, very like outgoing people. If you've ever been around a group of Samoans. But I grew up in the church. My grandpa was a pastor. And so I grew up around like the gospel and like reggae and, stuff like that. Very musical people. But
Did you ever sing with the church?
No. I remember one time I had already started playing like piano, and I go to church on Sunday, and then service is over. I walk up on stage and I start just playing the baby grand that they had at the church. And in the back of the room, some lady goes, "That ain't God's music," because I was playing like Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh,
and
wow.
like boogie woogie type stuff, and I was young, and my grandma snaps her head around, pipes up, and she goes, "All music is God's music," and I was like, "That's my grandma."
And that woman who probably turned around in the first place to chirp at you, you probably knew her being in a small town. Like everybody would know each other in that town.
Yeah. So and especially in the church, everybody knew each other. So she popped up, and then my grandma snapped back at her. But I still remember that day like it was yesterday. But I love music and all of it.
You decide to start playing football and you get picked up by Montana Tech, right?
Yep.
You're receiver with the team. There's no music. You're in another small town again, right?
Yep.
In Montana. And things break, whatever. We've talked about it.
Yep.
You decide, okay, I'm done with football. But then music kind of comes on, and it comes on really fast. Did you start going out and performing live?
No.
So you just went straight to TikTok, uploading songs, you doing covers, which is a solid move because
Yep.
of proven songs.
Well, thank you.
You know, it's a way better move to take a song that everybody knows than something you just cobbled together
Yeah.
at the age of, 18 or 19. right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But you start doing that on TikTok, and then how do you go like, I really want to make a go of this, but you still haven't played live on stage?
Yeah. So I remember sitting my mom down after I moved home after breaking my leg, and like 3 months in, I was like, Mom, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. Then she advised me, go sit in front of the piano. Wrote my first song that night. Fell in love with it again from that second. Terrible song, but it was a song. And I just started posting a bunch of covers on TikTok. And then,
Who gave you that idea? Your sisters?
Just me.
You just thought, this
Just
is
thought-
something I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm having fun doing it. It was middle of COVID. I had nothing else to do, so I was just playing music. And, and then I'd do some originals, and, people were like, oh, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. Whatever. And then that's when I sat her down again. I was like, I want to go do this. And I didn't know anything or anybody in Nashville. Just had a handful of songs and a dream.
Drive down from Washington to Nashville?
Yeah, it took us 3 days.
Who'd you drive down with?
My mom. And I had COVID, so she drove most of the way because I just sat there and slept. But
What an excuse.
yeah,
You're like,
no,
hey,
I was
get her on
sick
the interstate. I'm going to nap for 7 hours.
I was sick as a dog those entire 3 days. I probably slept 3/4 of the trip.
Did you have those sweats?
Oh yeah,
You
the
just wake
entire
up and
time.
it's like, did someone just pee on me? What
Yeah.
happened?
Exactly. Did I pee myself?
Okay, so you're in Nashville. Your mom's with you. Does she just drop you off at, rando house of Airbnb and then turns the car around and leaves? Or was there anything set up for you at that point?
So we had an apartment set up.
Okay.
I didn't know. I still didn't know anybody or anything.
Yeah.
But we had flew down a month before just to make sure I liked Nashville and could see myself living there. And she was.
Did you ever think for a second you were going to fly down there and go, no, it's not going to work?
Yeah.
Like, you knew. You saw it. You've seen the pictures.
I've seen the pictures, but I'm from small town.
Right.
And moving to
Yeah,
Nashville is
okay,
it's a big city. And so we flew down the month prior just to see, and we made up a game plan. We're like, if everything doesn't fall out correctly in smooth sailing, then it's not meant to be.
And the game plan was find that spot
Yep.
that was affordable
Yep.
and that you could get into for, what was your kind of lease on that spot? Did you do
I think it was a year.
a year?
Yeah.
So you had the plan, you had the budget.
Yeah.
1 year, and if it goes, then we keep going.
Yeah. And so it all just kind of laid out, and at the first day and a half, I was like, Mom, I don't know about this. This is, living in a big city, being from a small town. I was like, I don't see myself living here, And then we went out to this place called the Rudder. It's on Old Hickory Lake. And, I grew up around water on the Columbia River my entire life. And I was like, I just need to go find a lake, be on water. And so we found this restaurant called the Rudder. And then somehow we got to talking to the waitress. And then we're like, oh, she's from Oregon. She went to Oregon State. And we were kind of talking about that. And she goes, what are you moving here for? I was like, music. And then next thing you know, I'm talking to the manager. He's like, hey, if you ever need a job, when you move here, you got a job with us. No questions asked. I was like,
What?
yeah. And dude, the guy didn't know me from Adam, but
Right.
it was just one of those things that
Whether you had experience or not, they figured, yeah, whatever.
Exactly. And he was like, oh, we got a stage over here. You could play on Wednesdays or something like that. And all within this first conversation, I'm like,
Were you being catfished?
that's what I thought. And I didn't ever take him up on it, but it was one of those things that oh, I have something if I need it. And then kind of just laid it all out. So I was like, I could do this.
Okay,
Let's do it.
so you go to the Rudder. Your mom's with you for a few days. When does she go back? And what's the first thing you do when she goes back when you're in Nashville?
What's the first thing I do?
Yeah, did she stick around for like 3 or 4 days to kind of
Yeah, no, she helped me move in.
the lay of the land?
Yeah, when we first drove down there, she helped me move in, and then stayed for like 2 days, and then we kind of just like hopped around like Broadway and
Sure.
Midtown, stuff like that. And then she ended up leaving, and then it was just me. So I was like, let's just go to the bar. And I was 20 at the time,
Right.
but
Not
it was
even
during
legal to go to the bar.
exactly. It was during COVID, so nobody was really IDing. They just wanted like customers.
Sure.
So I'd go to the bar and like
Fresh off your COVID.
yeah, exactly. And I would just sit there and I would order, a beer and a shot, and then I would just sit there for hours and just talk to people. Hey, where you from? Nice to meet you. Yada yada.
Did you have a go-to bar?
Yeah. So there's this place called it's something different now. I think it's where the new Live Oak is now. It was called Dog. I forgot, but and now it's Live Oak.
Right.
And I lived right across the street. It's on Demumbrian. But it was
And
fun.
what's you're basically now you're speed dating with an entire group of people that you don't know if they're in music or not, but you're throwing out your name saying, "Hey, I would like to be in music."
Yep.
Right? So what was your kind of pitch? How did you do that? Because it's
That was just me.
You just would you like approach a group that was sitting at a table and say, "Hey, I just moved here. Does anybody want to write a song?"
No. Okay, so I wouldn't lead with like the music stuff. It was just more like making connections and making friends. And I was very blessed at the beginning to meet like my best friends in the world. And they're still my best friends. They'd come over for dinner like twice a week still. And some of them are my neighbors and roommates. And, I got a family, and I met them probably like month 1 in Nashville.
And are they from all parts USA
Yeah.
themselves?
Yeah. All just moved to Nashville and for different reasons, and most of them aren't even in music, which is the craziest thing.
Okay, so are you getting ideas from your non-music friends to apply to songs today?
What do you mean?
Like when you're hanging out with your pals, does something happen, and you go,
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, like we'll be hanging out because we're always hanging out. We're like, it's my family, and always hanging out. So we're always thinking of, or I'm always thinking of like new songs, and somebody will say something. I'm like, that's a good song. That'd be good. So I kind of just write it down or whatever.
do your non-songwriting friends go, "Man, this guy's annoying"? Every time
No,
I say
no,
something,
they
he
love
goes,
it.
"There's another song idea."
They love it because we're all so surrounded within like the music industry, but like they don't really do anything in the music industry. But like I also like some of my best friends are songwriters, and we're all hanging out as well. Because I don't know, it's hard to explain, but we're
Do you
It's
jot
just-
down notes on a napkin, or
no, I usually
yell
just
it into
typing in
your
my phone. Yeah,
And then you look at, like, if you've been out with your pals for a night and, the game is on and everything's going great, do you look at your phone the next day and go, "What in the world are these words that I wrote?"
almost every time, dude. It's that's probably one of my one of the most fun games is what did we think of last night?
Piecing it together, it's like a crime scene.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
It's a funny game to play, but it's part of it.
How many notes would you say you have in your phone of song ideas that would never become songs? You say it's like 70%?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just written-
Probably
it's-
like 80%, honestly.
It's the smallest whiteboard in the world with so much data on it.
Yeah. Probably thousands now, honestly. Just
It's
so
good,
many
though.
ideas.
This is the football discipline in you. To
Yep.
write it down and then just keep going back to it. And
Oh, yeah.
like everybody else who does this, I say the same thing. Please don't ever lose your phone.
Yep.
Because you're going to be a real bitch to hang around with if you
Yeah.
lose all that
Exactly.
content and it's not
Yeah.
backed up. So what happened when you got the publishing deal? Didn't someone just reach out to you like through TikTok and
Yeah.
like, DM you?
Yep.
And
So
did you think this is fake?
at first, yeah.
I would imagine everyone would think it was fake because anyone can talk to anybody and represent themselves.
Exactly.
In a weird way.
Well, she was a pretty credible person. So it's the owner of Backblocks is what it's called, and she reached out. Her name's Rakai. She reached out on Instagram, and she goes, "Hey, saw something on TikTok of one of your originals on a publishing company." Blah blah blah. Looked up her name. I was like, "Oh no, this is like legit." And then fast forward like 8 months later, I was signing a a publishing deal, my first publishing deal, and then just started writing a bunch. And then we brought on my manager now, Autumn, and she started. And like once that moment hit, everything started kind of like moving real fast. You know, I was getting in rooms every single day 22? At that point. Yeah, 22. That's right. She came in 23, but I signed in 22.
That's okay. You're playing before 17,000 people today.
Yeah,
take your time.
That's right. But yeah, and like once that happened, I started getting in, you know, more rooms, better rooms, and then we got to the point where it was like, I think it's time to tease some music, and that's when Wine into Whiskey happened, and then Wind Up Missing You happened, and then the rest is history. Did publishing say, who do you want to write with, and you just kind of shrugged your shoulders and went, I don't know? Exactly. I had no idea, and now I know, you know. Sure. But it took time of, you know, it was speed dating for the first year and a half, 2 years. Speed dating, meeting someone new in a room at 11 o'clock in the morning every single day and being like, oh, I'm Tucker. This is where I'm from. I got this idea, you know, let's write it. And then you would do that. And then the next day you'd do it again. And is your songwriting, or sorry, your playing guitar and piano, are they elevated now because of Nashville? Oh, 100%. 100%. You know, you're still getting all the reps. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, you just surrounding yourself. I'll say it this way: you are who you surround yourself with. And you know, being in Nashville and being surrounded by the best musicians in the world, in my opinion, at all times, it's inspiring. You know, and you're like, oh, you don't realize how small of a fish you are until you move to Nashville, because you might be from like a small town where everybody knows who you are and knows you do music, and you know, you're a small town celebrity. But then you move to Nashville. But wait, small town celebrity. I pulled up your town, and it is listed on your town like Kalama, yeah. That notable people from Kalamala, you're there, top 3. Love that. Who's the other 2? It's on the Wikipedia. Other people that I don't know, though, but they're probably some baseball players. They're very important according to that town. Love that. So you're meeting people, and now it's just kind of, you're off and running, right? Yeah. It's like someone slapped a horse on its ass. Yeah. And you're just kind of hanging on. What is this tour with Thomas teaching you right now? What are you learning about you, and what are you learning about your team that you're working with? A lot. You know, and that was my whole thought process coming into this tour is, you know, any chance, and I preached it to my guys before the tour. You know, I'd sit them down and be like, any chance we get to be a sponge and learn and soak up knowledge about, you know, a bigger tour like this, take it. Take it with, you know, grace. You know, it's cool to just sit there and talk to Thomas, you know, almost every day, and, you know, kind of him pass down that knowledge to me. He was born with that knowledge because of his family. 100%. Yeah, and he's been touring since 2011. You know, he's been doing it for a long time. So like, I just started last April. Right. You know, so I still got a lot to learn, and I know that, and I'll never sit here and, you know, pretend like I know everything, because I don't. But you know, it's just being able to learn, and, you know, just it's admirable the way he does it. So if I could do it, you know, kind of like that. These conversations making that ongoing list of what not to. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, right? I feel like a lot of things in life are continuing that ongoing list. The never ending list of what not to. Yep. Thanks for doing this, man. Dude, appreciate thanks for having me, man.
Follow Music Row on X at Music Row Country, on Instagram at Music Row Official. Music Row is produced by Shed of Dreams.